Indeed, lads, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I got for you guys the 4-4-2's best custom tactics and player instructions to go along with the formation. If you did not know, the 4-4-2 is actually the most used formation in the game of FIFA. Source? Trust me, bro. Anyways, let's get right into it. We are only focusing on the 4-4-2 formation alone today. Come on. Alright, straight into it. Defensive style is set to balanced with 35 and the 50 depth. Now these three right here is what I keep on every single one of my formations. It's the best three combination, I guess you could say, of defensive tactics. With 35 keeps everybody tucked in, whether it's 5 in the back, 3 in the back, 4 in the back. I don't use 5 in the back. Pretty much everybody's tucked in. Those gaps in the middle, they're very clogged up. It's hard for your opponent to get through. 50 depth, very balanced, and defensive style set to balance as well. Let's get into a couple clips here and let's see how this 4-4-2 formation looks defensively. Defending in the 4-4-2 gives you a block of 8 players, the 4 in the back, the 4 in the midfield, and the 2 strikers that drop in as well. Make sure to utilize every single player in this formation to defend, but mainly your center mids. As you saw there, they are very important in winning the ball off your opponent. Also, on the flanks, make sure to double down, as you see here, with your outside mids and outside backs. On the fun side, the offensive side, build a play is set to balance. On every formation, I keep it on balance. I like to do my own sort of thing using my L1, R1 triggers in the attack or when I'm building up. And I want to show you guys some video right now and show you how the 4-4-2 makes it so easy to build up. Building up in the 4-4-2 formation, guys, is one of the easiest things you'll do in your life. I'm telling you right now, the amount of triangles that are all over the field to build up with, the left mid, left center mid, left back, for example, to build up from the back, or the left mid, left center mid, and the left striker. Recognize these triangles and get it down towards the middle. Control the game with your center mids. Play those R1X driven passes into your strikers as well, trying to get a shot off when you're inside the box. It's very, very easy. Chance creation is set to balanced as well. Now, there's something I always tell myself in the 4-4-2, which makes it so easy to create chances in the attacking third, and I'll show you guys now in the clips. It's really going to help you out. What I tell myself in the 4-4-2 is get down the line, cut it back, and play at the top of the box. You have to remember this. Just go from there. I'm telling you, when you get down the line, you soak in your opponent's pressure all the way out to the sideline. You play your midfielder, and then look how open the middle is now. It's insane. So just tell yourself, get down the line, drive, cut it back. You'll always have an option there to cut it back all the time. There will be like 2 or 3 players open. As you can see here, 2 or 3 players open. Cut it back, then play towards the middle, top at 18, and there's always a striker open for you. It's insane. Width is set to 40. Usually I have it set to 50, very balanced, but this time it is on 40 because the left mids and right mids, I want them a bit more tucked in than usual in other typical formations. Left mids and right mids sometimes tend to just stray out wide, and that's why when we get into the instructions, you'll see why they won't, but the 40 width does help this situation out as well. Players in box is set to 6. We have this on 6 because we want the other outside mid from the other side to get into the box. Also maybe a trailing run from the center mid from the midfield to also get in there and get involved. Give us a lot of options. Corner set to 2, free kick set to 1. Personal preference, whatever you want to do with these two, go ahead and do so. This is just me. Onto the instructions, the most interesting part, the part that gets your players going in the 4-4-2 formation. Both strikers set to stay central and stay forward. You want these guys pinned on your opponent's center backs, just back on them at all times for any counterattacking opportunities. You just want them up there at all times, and you need to abuse their R1X driven passes into their feet all game. And I'll show you some clips now what you really have to do. Quick note for you guys, the players on the screen right now is from a previous team I used and not involving the players that I'm showing you in the current instructions. Anyways, your striker set to stay forward and stay central. Abuse the R1X driven pass you're seeing on your screen right now. It is the most overpowered passing method this year, and especially with the 2 striker formation, it's easy to combine when one interchanging striker comes into the midfield like Son did there and Benzema stays on the opponent's center back. You can pick either one to drive the pass to their feet and build off that way. As you can see, Son drops in, allowing my outside mids to take the space in behind, and it creates a lot, guys. So make sure to recognize which striker to play. Again here, R1X driven pass, and it's easy to score goals very quick. Onto the outside mids, your left mids and right mids should be both set to come back on defense, cut inside, and get into box for cross. Come back on defense, obviously, to double down on the flanks. Use these two right here, your outside backs and left mids and right mids, to double down on your opponent. Cut inside and get into box just so that way you can have them get involved in the attacking third. You don't want them out wide all game. When you're in that attacking third, top of the box area, you want them involved in cutting in, and you'll see some clips now how they play in game with these instructions. Your outside mids are very much involved in this formation as well. Just because they're on the outside doesn't mean they're not involved in the game. As you see here from a previous clip, Neres, give and go. He cuts in, gets into the box, I guess you can say, and he's very much involved, as you saw. And once again here, Mars with the cutting run. Make sure to play those runs. Make sure to recognize them. When they happen, just play them every single time. Your opponent cannot defend them. Also here, delaying the game with my striker, and look who's in behind my outside mid. So a lot of chances are going to arise. Just make sure to take them. Both your center mids set to the same things as well. Stay back and cover center on both of them. Do not put one on balanced, because you already have 4 going forward. That is enough forwards, and these 2 do make trailing runs into the top of the box area. They will get forward here and there, but not as much. Have them stay here and control the game. These guys here really, like, they're the heart of the team. Obviously they're in the middle, so they should be, but they really are more than you think. So get good players in these positions. I recommend one, you know, sort of more defensive, but box to box. I recommend both box to box type players here, like De Jong and Fernandez. I wouldn't recommend, like, let's say a Casemiro. You know, he's defensive, very defensive. He can't really attack. Get box to box midfielders because they do get involved on both sides of the pitch. And I'll show you some clips now how they play in game with these instructions. Onto your center mids now, the ones who control the game, guys. R1X driven pass into your strikers, into your outside mids all day. I'm telling you, R1X driven. As you see here, a bit of skill, little gap into my striker, R1X driven pass, and we create a goal scoring chance, but we don't score because Benzema is not clutch. And also they make trailing runs, as you see here by De Jong. So make sure you have quality players who can attack as well in these center mid positions. On the defensive side, just use second man press, run around with them, and it'll make it very, very hard for your opponent to get through. Onto the outside backs, both set to stay back while attacking. If I want them to go forward, I'll trigger them myself, but other than that, I just want them to stay back. I don't need more players going forward than I already have. I want that back four flat, sitting back there waiting to take the ball from my opponent. And my keeper set to balance. I don't change him. If you change him and you know something that I don't, let me know in the comments below. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys got some value from it. The 4-4-2 is a great formation this year. Every year it's been, you know, very, very good to use. It's very heavily used for reasons by all the pros and all that, because it's very balanced. It has a bit of everything on the field. Midfield, outside, you know, some width. It gives you attack, 2 strikers. So it should really work out for you guys, especially with these tactics and instructions. It works out for me, gets me great finishes in the weekend league. So other than that, guys, take care.